So this is my next project. Basically, this is a garden wall. So what I want to do is like make a garden wall all the way along the fence. So you can see over here the garden wall will go basically in a straight line, almost in a straight line, and then I'll have a nice curve in the corner, and then it will again extend to that side of the fence, and it's going to be about 12 to 16 inches high. So a couple of tips over here. What you have to do is, like, before you make a garden wall, make sure you run a string if you are basically planning to make it straight. So what you can do, you can use some wooden stakes to tie the two ends of the string. In this case, I'm just, instead of buying the new stakes, I had this post which was not used, so I just temporarily put it in the ground, and then the other end I used a rebar. So the thing which you have to do is, like, make sure that your string is equal distance, from the fence. So measure, I would say, at least from 3 to 4 places, that it's approximately the same distance from all along the fence, so that it looks nice. The fence is the garden wall is basically not not angling away or angling towards the wall, so that's what you have to make sure. And when you do the garden wall, you have to basically dig at least, I would say, 6 inches deep, 5 to 6 inches, because 3 to 4 inches of paver base you have to use. And the first block, generally it is half or more than half buried in the ground. So my blocks which are over here, they are 4 inches in height, so I'm planning to put like 2 inches in the ground, so that's why I have dug it 6 inches deep. And when I ran the string, I basically dug on this side roughly 4 inches, and then roughly 4 inches on the other side. I'm 5 inches on each side. So I took the dirt out, and which I have put it over here, which I'm planning to use because I have to fill up this side of the garden with the soil. So that's why I put it over here, piled it over here. But again, the idea is, like, you take out 6 inches and measure from couple of places, and then once you have taken out the dirt, then you use a hand tamper. Of course, you cannot use the compacting machine because it's very narrow trench. So use a hand tamp, and the first go, basically just tamp the dirt, and make sure it is nicely compact. Maybe give it 2 rounds if you are comfortable, or otherwise, 1 round is also enough, but I would say give 2, so that it's nicely compact. Because what you definitely don't want to happen over the years, your wall should not be sinking in the ground. You want to basically have it steady, without sinking in and without falling over either towards the fence or towards your yard side. So you definitely don't want your wall to fail, so that's why it should be nicely compacted. So here you can see that I have put the paver base, and it's about 3 to 4 inches thick, and I have compacted it too. So but when you basically put the paver base, what you can do is you can remove the string from one end, and then basically it's up to you. You can remove it either from both ends, or you can just remove it only from one end. So I removed it from the one end, and then I moved basically to the other side, so that I can dump the paver base over here and then compact it. And as I was compacting, I was using a long level. So here is my level. You can see it's about 6 foot level, to see a rough estimate that it is approximately level, because it will not be 100% level. There will be some uneven spots, for which you can use either the paver sand or the paver stone dust. But since I don't have any of these two materials, I have only the paver base. I'm just going to elaborate on the paver base. But if you have the paver sand, that will make your life much more easier, meaning like little bit uneven spots, like if you see over here, and if you can see in the picture or not, you can just put that paver sand, and that's going to be very fine, and then you can just spread it with the hand or a flat towel, and to make it perfectly level. But I will be using only the paver base, which is difficult to do, but yes, you can do it even with the paver base without without the paver sand. So as I make the progress, I will make another video of it. But another thing which I want to tell you is, like, as you, the first layer of pavers, when you put, this is called the lip, so you have to remove the lip, or it is, otherwise it is going to be uneven, or you have to basically bury this end of the paver, which is a lip, more into the paver base. So there is a tool for it which is called masonry chisel. Here it is, and you basically use it to remove it. The way you remove it is basically you put it here over like this, and then you hit it with the hammer on this side, and use all the safety when you are working with the pavers, meaning like use the gloves, and also use the safety glasses when you are basically removing the lip, because these fine pieces sometimes they can fly and get in your eyes. So this is how you remove the lip. Make sure you wear the eye protection when you do that. And here the gravel is almost level. This gravel, or you can say paver base. So I'm gonna put this paver base paver over here, and then I'm gonna check if it is level in two planes or not. So first join these two and make sure that it's in a straight line. If you are doing it straight line, you can stand that side and then see. By the way, this is also my string which is running in the straight line. So here the distance of these should be same if you are planning to do it in a straight line. So this looks almost in a straight line looking from this angle. So I'm gonna use a small level to see if it is level with this paver or not. So as you can see, the bubble is almost in the center. It's a little bit to this side, but between these two lines. Now we have to check over here. So this is almost again between the two lines. It's never gonna be perfect, so don't worry about that, even if it is a little bit off. So then you have to check this one, like this level is not up or down like this, so you can see it is level here, and again check here. So it's again the bubble is in the center. So now you can check this level. So you can see that this side the bubble is going towards this side, which means this side is high and this side is low. And let's check this one again. This side is low of the paver. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some paver base under this side, and then we're gonna again try to see if it is level or not, meaning the bubble is in the center. So I'm gonna use like something like fine paver base. You can also use the stone dust, which is very fine, or the paver sand, but since I don't have, I'm just gonna use this, because the material which I got, it's a mix of basically the paver base and stone dust. So these particles are basically called the stone dust, the one that you see over here, this fine one. So just see if it is now what we have to do is, like, once we have put this side is high, we can feel it, and it's shaky also. Use the rubber mallet to tap it down all four sides, so that now it's a little stable, less shaky. So but you can see that this side has gone because I was compacting it with the rubber mallet, and this side has gone a little down. So we have to put again some stone dust under it. So take out this big one, and that you can use where the level is really very low. So just push it down. So after Now let's again check. So you can see this paver and this paver, they are almost level. So now let's check the back of these two pavers. They are almost level. So now let's check this one. This is again level. Let's check the front side again. Now back to front again, it's level and it's level. So now it's done. So what we have to do is now just put another paver here and another paver here and make sure that the lip is basically locked with these edges. So now let's put another paver. Hi guys, so here you can see that I have done this retaining wall. So basically it's along the fence and it's going in a nice straight line, and then it's curving over here as I had planned. So there are 3 curves over here. So one thing which I basically one tip. So as I was basically doing this retaining wall, and I'm even basically planning to do it along this fence all the way up to the end. So you can see that I have dug up the dirt. So when you are digging the trench for the paver base, if you are doing a straight line only, then you have to dig the whole of the trench in one shot before you can start putting the paver base, compacting, and then eventually putting the pavers. But if you are curving it at some point, then you can stop the digging of the trench over there, just to do it in basically part by part, rather than doing the whole project in one shot if you feel that is too much for you to handle. So you can see that I have already put the pavers up to here, and here what I did, like when I stopped putting the pavers over here, my pavers are the paver base is just I think 4 or 5 inches. So I had initially dug up to here, but then later on I started digging up to here. So now since this is going in all straight lines, so I dug up this trench, this whole trench all the way up to the end in one shot. So here you can see that it is already compacted up to here, but when I put the paver base over here, I'm gonna even compact this. So the point is, like, if you are building a long garden wall, a retaining wall which is curving, and you cannot handle the project in one shot, then you can do it step by step, meaning like whatever part is going in straight line, then you can finish that first, and then whatever is curving, then you can do that even part by part. Again, the part which part of the wall which is going in straight line, you want to do it in one shot, meaning the digging of the trench, so that it is nice straight. So that's the only reason. So, and it's almost 1 foot wide, as you can see, which is also recommended, by the way, for the paver base, basically for the retaining wall, unless it is load bearing retaining wall, in which case you might need the basically bigger blocks, and which might be difficult for you to handle, and lot of like put lot of paver base, like wider base. So those kind of projects, I'm sure, like, you guys will give it to professionals. But this is something like if you are doing garden wall or small retaining wall. And so here when I was doing this curve, what I had done was, initially I had put in the pavers on the ground just to see like what layout I like, and then I marked with the shovel, basically dig up little bit dirt along the circumference of the paver, and then remove the paver, and then dug up from those points. Of course, it is not going to be 100% as what you planned, but it's going to be close to what you initially envisioned, meaning like putting the rough mark in, and then going along those, digging up those lines. And another tip over here is, when you are digging up with the shovel, initially you can basically go like this, with straight towards the inside, and then later on you can see that there will be dirt over here which you cannot get easily out. So for that, what you can do is, you can turn the shovel around and you can dig up like this, so that it's in a nice straight vertical cut. Okay, so as I'm making progress, I will share another video of this. Thank you. You can see I'm dumping the paver base, and here I'm matching it to the existing paver base. And so one tip over here, if you have a tool like this comes in very handy when you have a pile of a paver base. Instead of using the shovel, you can just use it like this to level it up, give the approximate elevation as you can see from here. I don't know what this tool is called, but it comes in very handy to spread a pile of a paver base, and you can basically, with the less effort, you can make it even. So this is the finished project. As you can see, the paver wall is extending all the way over there, and then it's curving in the corner and going all the way in there and behind the play site and meeting the other corner. So next thing I'm going to do is like plant basically in this garden different vegetable herbs, perennials, flowers, but not now. It's going to be in the next season because it's fall now. So, and I'm in zone 5, so you cannot grow anything over here, and I will have to wait for the next spring now to grow the plants. Thanks for watching.